This is video 10, and in this episode we will be learning about special category vehicles. Regarding emergency, and this special category vehicle means the emergency vehicles which are providing services like the ambulance or the police car, etc. In the last video we already have discussed about this in a bit, but today we will go into details and we will discuss about more attributes and more characteristics of these vehicles. Okay, in today's agenda, we will be covering the definition of special category vehicles, types of vehicles. We will discuss more in detail about military convoy and the traffic rules applicable there. We will also discuss about funeral procession vehicles and traffic rules applicable. Lastly, the customer officer vehicle and the emergency vehicles. Okay, special category vehicles and the definition. Special category vehicles refer to vehicles that have special privileges, as I mentioned earlier, that they use two or three two-tone siren, and they also use blue flashing lights. So if a vehicle is using both of these, then they are labeled as special category vehicles. Well, taking an example, only flashing lights, then they do not have the label of special category vehicles. For example, animal care vehicle, they also use flashing lights, but they are not regarded as special category vehicle. As I mentioned about that these vehicles have special status. Well, they have priority over all road users like drivers and pedestrians when they use both sirens and flashing lights. Okay, moving forward, I wanted to show some pictographic images. For example, this is the police car, this is a fire brigade, and this is an ambulance. These are type of vehicles which are special category vehicles. Okay, insights. Emergency vehicles shall not disturb the normal vehicles. This is very important to know. They will not disturb the normal vehicles on the carriageway, but use the emergency road. Even if this emergency road is closed, they have the privilege of using it. It is the responsibility of other road users to give way. They can cross the continuous white or yellow line on the road. This is also one of the special privilege. If not using both siren and flashing lights, they must follow the normal driving rules, or they must be regarded as a normal vehicle. So these are the small insights one has to know, because this question could be asked in the exam. Generally, the military convoy is in a group of three, and the first vehicle has two blue flags on either side. Okay, then the second vehicle has one blue flag, and the third vehicle has one green flag on the right side. This is necessary to learn because in many of the tests they ask questions like, okay, do second vehicle has two blue flags or one blue flag, or what is the color of the flag in the third vehicle. The first vehicle has to conform to all the traffic rules. For example, if the military convoy is approaching, for example, let's take example of this, and suppose this is the road, and if the military convoy is approaching from here in a group of three, and if there is shark teeth like this, if a car is approaching like this and wants to go straight, then the first vehicle, the leader vehicle, has to give priority to this vehicle because because they are behind the shark teeth. The first vehicle has to stop at the red, and so as the other vehicles. The military convoy, if they are approaching from the left, they do not have priority. Means include all the three have to give priority to other vehicles if the other vehicle is on the priority road. So in a group of three, generally they are in a group of three, and the first vehicle has to conform to all traffic rules, and the remaining two vehicles has to follow what the first vehicle is doing. This is very important to know because this is very insightful. Special privileges. If the front vehicle has crossed and traffic light turns red, then the other vehicles can continue. This is very important to know. Other vehicles cannot cross through military convoy from between. So if a car is then so if a car is then only the car must follow the red light, the military convoy can go on. Do not have to give priority to pedestrians at zebra crossing. So if the military convoy is approaching on this road and there is zebra crossing like this, and if the military convoy is approaching and if a pedestrian is crossing the road, then they can go on, and this pedestrian has to give priority to the military convoy. Even if green on their side, road users are not allowed to cross military convoy. This is very important. So for example, if the signal here is green and the military convoy has already, the first truck has already crossed, so still then this vehicle cannot cross through the military convoy. This is very important. They do not have to give priority to bus at the bus stop, that is within the built-up area and both outside the built-up area. This is very important to know. Whereas within the built-up area, if bus has given the signal, the other vehicles has to give priority to the bus to go. Okay, this is very important to know. Please go through it. Please stop the video and go through it again, or repeat my voice again. On the same road, I can pre-sort and overtake a military convoy. Okay, this is very general. Moving further, then the rules around the funeral procession vehicles. Okay, they also travel in a group of 3. The first vehicle has 2 triangular flags like this. The second vehicle also has 2 triangular flag, and the third vehicle also has 2 triangular flag. Okay. If no 2 flags on both sides, or if there is a single flag on one side, then it is regarded as a normal car, then it is not a funeral procession. Second vehicle cannot continue if traffic light is red, whereas military vehicle can continue if traffic light is red. Or at sharp teeth and suddenly a bicycle tries to cross, or means second vehicle cannot continue if suddenly a bicycle tries to cross, means there is a convoy of funeral vehicles and suddenly a bicycle is trying to cross, and if the first vehicle has already crossed and if the cycle suddenly crosses, then the other vehicles have to give priority to the vehicle that is coming from the right. Or a driver from the right at designated priorities. And what I mean by designated priority means this, suppose here from this side a bicycle is coming, and if there is this sharp teeth, if the first vehicle has crossed, even if the first vehicle has crossed, this cycle coming has to be given priority by this vehicle. Okay, so these are the small rules one has to remember. Well, the funeral procession vehicles enjoy certain advantage, but they are not like military convoy. They have more superior powers. Military convoy has more superior powers. In general, after the first vehicle crossed at the intersection, no vehicle should cross the funeral vehicle. This is like in general. Or non-priority junctions. But in prioritized junction, the second vehicle has to give priority to the vehicle crossing if there is a sharp teeth. Non-priority junction, if the first vehicle has crossed, then the cycle has to give priority to the whole funeral procession vehicles. Initially it is very difficult to understand, but once or twice if you read through it, then it is very easy to get all the rules. Okay, some additional information. Funeral vehicle has to confirm all the traffic rules, like a group of three. The first vehicle has to give priority if behind the shark teeth. They have to stop at red. They do not have priority if approaching from left. Means suppose this is a road, and if the funeral procession vehicle is approaching from left, then if a vehicle wants to go straight, then this vehicle has priority, not these vehicles. Have to give priority to other vehicles if the other vehicle is on priority road. If they are approaching from right or left, if this is a non-priority road, if this road doesn't has this priority symbol, or if it is like a village road or something, then, and if this vehicle is on a priority road, then this vehicle has to go first rather than the procession vehicles. Okay, special privileges. Other vehicles cannot cross through from between at junction with non-designated priorities. Bus can at designated priorities. This is not a military convoy. Okay, this one is very important to know. Do not have to give priority to pedestrians at zebra crossing. Like military convoy, they do not have to give priority to pedestrians at zebra crossing. Do not have to give priority to bus at bus stop within or outside with the built up area. Please remember this, because in the exam a questions can be asked. If you are confused with the rules, then it might be tricky, because in the exams there is a set of 66 questions. Yeah, and it is very difficult to recollect all the things. So be very specific on what you are learning. Customer officer, like customs officer, sorry. uh, yeah, the customs of like rice water strat, they can stop you, they can order to stop at any time with a stop sign, and they can ask you certain questions, like police officers also. So please remember this, that not only police but the rice water strat customs officer, they have the power to stop you on the road. So I think with this we have come to an end. There are very important knowledge we or very important insights we went through. This is very important topic, and questions are expected from this part, especially from the funeral procession and from the military convoy, because both are almost the same except certain deviations. I have summarized this in a very precise manner. In many different books you will see many big theories or confusing theories, so please remember this. Thank you, and I hope you are well equipped to avoid the confusing traps. Have a nice day, and we'll see each other in the next video.